So for those of you who follow me on Instagram, you may have noticed that for the past 3 days, I have posted um, hints that an announcement was going to be coming, right? That day has now come. So what's going on? This is first of all going to be a very laid back. What the fuck is going on with my hand? Am I okay? Alright, so this is gonna be now it's gonna be a laid back video. Okay? I'm not gonna do a lot of editing or any of that shit. Besides this. Okay. What the fuck is seriously whoa. Do I got a ducktail going on? What the fuck? Why? Okay, anyway. So here's the announcement, right? If you were following my Instagram, YouTube, Mixer, any of my social medias, links in the description below, by the way. Then you may notice that I have not been very active for the past year. Excuse me. That's because I'm in college. Oh my god, I got the hiccups. Stop. Excuse me. Gross. Part of it is because I'm in college, right? Lots of work and all that shit. So starting roughly a year ago, you may have noticed that my Instagram posts, streams, all that shit fell off, right? I pretty much was not posting at all. I'd go weeks without posting. Maybe there might have even been a month where I just didn't post. That is because the first semester here, and I promised an explanation, I promised a tour of the dorm and everything like that, but you can see, right? Oh, hi, monster. But no, it's the first semester was rough. I got up here and got very sick, and I was sick for about half the semester. So while I was sick, I was not going to classes, which further brought my grade down. I was playing catch up for the rest of the semester and was averaging maybe 4 hours of sleep in an entire week. So Monday, Saturday, what the fuck? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I was averaging 4 hours of sleep because I was on ADHD drugs, and that just keeps you the fuck awake. So it was kind of easy, but that's beside the point. I was exhausted. I barely had time to go get on the Xbox. I barely had time to make friends. I haven't made a single friend past my roommate Ram, right? And I haven't been able to post either because of that. I was either working, sleeping, or working. I'd go meet days without eating anything too. It was not healthy at all. Then the first semester happened, or the second semester started, right? Same kind of deal, right? And by the way, I came up here a year ago. We were led to believe that you needed a bachelor's degree to be a commercial pilot, right? I'm up here in the aviation program, if you didn't know, and you would believe that you need a commercial or a bachelor's degree, or at the very least a associate's degree, which is 2-year, to be a commercial pilot. Well, as of a couple months ago, that's no longer the case, which we just found out, which is good for me, because if it wasn't, I would be in trouble. Because I have ADHD. Very, very bad ADHD, right? So I cannot complete general ed. If I'm not interested in something, my attention span, I'm lucky if it lasts 2 seconds. I cannot pass general ed classes, which unfortunately you need to pass your general ed classes to, get your degree, without them. Now, if you're familiar with FAA regulations, which are FARs, Federal Aviation Regulations, you will know that ADHD drugs are banned for pilots. There's not a single ADHD drug that pilots are allowed to take. Okay, now you may think that's a problem. It's not, because it's technically not it is a disqualifying factor, but not really, because what's going to happen is I've already started the process with my AME, which is a administrative medical. I just forgot what it means. It doesn't matter. It's my FAA approved doctor. Okay, he administers flight medicals. Okay, which, by the way, I qualify for all 3 tiers physically. Now, I need the Class 2 medical, which is a commercial, right? So what's going to happen is I stopped all my meds, by the way. I'm no longer on my meds. So you may think to yourself that why don't you need a degree anymore? The answer to that question is because flight school has gotten so expensive so college is already extremely expensive, and most Americans cannot afford to go to college, or at least that's what is being, or at least most Americans are not going to college. They're going to community colleges and all that shit, right? And airlines, both big and small, cargo companies like Raven here in Alaska, are sweating their asses off because their pilots are reaching that age restriction, which is 65, where pilots, once you hit age 65, you have to retire. And they're not getting enough pilots to replace them. And it's a problem. So, and they're hiring people like no fucking tomorrow. If you want to be a pilot, now's the time. Excuse me. But because that they're sweating so badly, and college is so expensive, and then you add flight school, which is, another $55,000 minimum on top of tuition and all that shit. It's pretty pricey. So what they're doing is they're no longer requiring degrees, or at least Alaska Airlines isn't. Some airlines still might be, some are not. And instead, they're requiring you to have just 1,500 hours, or they are still requiring a high school diploma or equivalent. And they want you to have 1,500 flight hours. Then you're good to go. And they will hire you. So what I'm going to be doing is, instead of staying in school, because I can't graduate here, because I need to complete my GED classes. That will not happen without my ADHD drugs, okay? But I also need a certain number of flight hours. I can't get into that plane on ADHD drugs, and I cannot complete the classes without them. I can't get this one without this one and graduate. So I cannot graduate from this program, and I cannot graduate from any college aviation program. It just will not happen, right? So instead, I'm going this route, where I, go after this school year. I'll be moving into my girlfriend's house, getting a part-time job, and I will be going to flight school. And once I hit 200 flight hours, I will start working for Raven, who will pay me, I believe it's $50 an hour or something like that. They will stick me in the right seat, so I'm a co-pilot. I will get experience, get paid, and build hours, all at their company's expense. And then once I hit, 1,500 hours, I can apply for a commercial airline. And that's the plan, right? So now, the reason why my Instagram posts have dropped was because, and are still dropped in all my streams, and I've just been, gone pretty much, is because how busy I've been. School is starting to, wind down now. Not really. I shouldn't say that. What I'm saying is, school, I soon won't be in college anymore. Now, you may think that the second I get out of college, or even right now, that the posts and streams are going to climb. Not exactly, and here's why. My parents are having a falling out, okay? It's not good. It's explosive, it's bad, and that's why I chose that song I did on Instagram when I was hinting at the announcement. Because they're standing in the way of what I want to do. It's a roadblock, right? And I don't want to. I've tried to reason with them, compromise, and all this shit. They just. I'm not gonna name names, okay? I don't blame my dad, but I do blame my mother. I do blame my mother. I don't blame dad, because my mother has stood in the way since of what I want to do for 3 years, before I even was in a 10th grade. So I don't blame dad. I do blame mom. And if you know my parents in real life, please just leave them alone. It's my issue and their issue. I'm just giving you guys as much information as I can so you know what's going on. Though I can't give you everything, unfortunately. But I did choose that song for a reason, which I'll get to in a minute. Anyways, so we're having a falling out. And it's getting to the point where I have to... if they do not get out of the way now, I may have to cut them out completely, and to do that, I will have to hire a lawyer. Because they're standing in the way of me setting up my independence here in Alaska. Okay? They're down in the lower 48, over 3,000 miles away. I need to be independent here. I need to get my financials in order. I did open up a bank account. I have all that shit done. But I need my medical record. There's just a whole bunch of shit I have to do before I can get back to Instagram and all that shit, right? And I'll be doing that on the side, of course, from flight school and work. But I'll be around. But it's a problem, right? So I'm going to if they do not step down soon, my girlfriend Sierra, she's done with them. She wants me to just hire a lawyer now and sue the piss out of them. And quite frankly, I may not have a choice. That's part of the reason why I picked that song. Okay? The other thing, before I continue with the song. Now, once I get all my financials and my shit set up and I'm got a job and all that stuff and I can get back to post and Instagram and all that shit and streaming, there's another problem. Streams, for one. When I got to Alaska, the first thing I did after I set up my Xbox was test my internet connection, right? You wanna know what it was? I had 13 megabytes per second of download speed. That's dog shit. And then I had 0 megabytes of upload speed. So the fact that I could even connect to Xbox Live was baffling to me. And then when I started streaming, it was 30 frames per second, but it was also 1080p, so it wasn't terrible. And then I spent New Year's Eve with my girlfriend in Wasilla, and Daniel and I tried to do a stream, right? If I can find that clip somewhere, I'll find it and I'll put it up in a separate link or a separate video and put the link in the description. But it's awful. You'll see it for yourself. If not, the quality was shit. And quite frankly, I don't know if I'll be able to stream in Wasilla. I know I won't for a while, but I'll figure something out to make it work. I'll figure it out. It'll happen eventually. Just I might not be able to stream for a little while. So maybe, I may go back to just recording and posting to YouTube because I may not have a choice. I will bring content. Just I may not be able to do it live for a little while. Till I figure something out. But, so back to what I was talking about. I have also been very depressed recently. Okay? I'm extremely sleep deprived. I'm still working my ass off. My parents are stressing me out, but also I am also depressed because I have not been able to make any friends. I come here during the week, and I'm literally just alone the entire time. I'm a very social person, okay? I don't like being alone, okay? I don't. So, I don't have time to make friends, But I have had time to jump on the Xbox every now and then, except for the fact that there's a bigger time difference between Daniel, Jesse, and Christian now. Christian, by the way, who we've met once, I'll put the link in the YouTube. I'll put the YouTube video and the link in the description, and it was, by the way, a fun video. It's the only one he's in. Go watch it. It's funny, and it was a lot of fun to make. But Christian's now a Marine. He doesn't have a lot of... I don't get to talk to him as much as I would like to, you know, talk, play with, vent, you know, whatever. So that kind of sucks. God damn, belt. Fuck. Just digging into my leg. And then Daniel, right? Daniel. He lives in... Not gonna say where he lives. There's a bigger time difference between us now. He ships in 5 weeks. So he won't be around much longer, for a little while at least. So that's kind of fucked. And then there's Jesse. Jesse and Sierra. Daniel's Pitbull, by the way. I'm sure you guys know that. But if you don't, there you go. Jesse, DHG Psycho. He and Sierra do not get along at all. They hate each other. Which sucks, because Jesse and I have known each other for 8 years? How old am I? 20? Yeah, 20. So we met in... Yep, 8 years. 7 years. And they don't get along at all, which puts a strain on my relationship with Sierra and my relationship with him. And it sucks because I can't pick between the two of them. I'm trying to find a way that they can get along, because once Daniel goes and Christian ships off to some random ass country, I'm gonna be very alone until I make some new friends, and I don't like people, which is weird because I'm a very social person. But, I don't know what I'm gonna do. So, I'm depressed. What is that one line from the ginger boy from The Walking Dead? Oh, I'm stressed and depressed. That's what it was. So that's what's going on right now. I will give you guys another update in a little while. I might... Spit went down the wrong throat. That's fun. I'll give you guys an update once I know what's going on with the medical, or when I leave college and move into Sierra's house, okay? Oh, I chose that song, by the way, for these lyrics right here. It's time to bring the wood. Defeat is knocking. Every time you gain some ground, reality kicks back in, when you're to the ground. I know it may be hard for you to believe, but trust me when I say, you give it your all, you succeed. Stop setting it up and up it, to light your way, because not everyone to so I dedicate this match to the fucking gasoline. Sometimes you gotta burn a bridge to light your way. No one ever said finding your own way was gonna be easy. That's why I chose the song. Because life is a battle. And quite frankly, I've been waging a war for 20 fucking years, quite frankly, with my parents. And it's about to get bad if I have to hire a lawyer, because I know for a fact my parents will lose. I don't care how good their lawyer is. They will lose because the government will be representing me, and you cannot win against the government. You can't do it. So, that's what's going on right now. I can't say any more about that, though. So, but life is a battle. And I also want to say before I go, The other reason I don't care who you are, where you're from, what you have to deal with, who you have to deal with, or what your dreams are. If you want something bad enough, give it everything you have. Okay? Because if you do, you will get there. Okay? Oh my god, I'm sorry. Hiccups. Fuck. I'm a very stubborn asshole. Okay? Look at the post I make. I'm an asshole. By the way, for those of you who are wondering, no, I'm not a Satanist. I'm an atheist. Just a metalhead. But, no, give it your all, man. I believe in every one of you. I'm proof of that enough. If you want something, you want it bad enough, stop at nothing. And by the way, you will have to burn bridges in your life. You will have to. Because not everyone is going to take you where you want to be. And if you don't cut them loose, they will drag you down. And you will never get to where you want to go. Okay? So you gotta burn some bridges, unfortunately. And I don't want to cut my parents out, but if I have to do it, I will. So I'm done here. I'll give you guys another update. Let's say a month and a half, 2 months. So in the April. What the fuck is after May? I'm not looking. June! I knew it. It was June. So I'll give you guys another update in June. And, yeah. Consider this bridge detonated.